Homemade Grounded Extension Cords. William Hovey Smith, 2020. I'm an author, and I've done a number of outdoor books, and I also have a recent business title, and that is Create Your Own Job Security. In this title, I advocate that anybody, at any age, anywhere, start their own businesses when they might need a little money, like perhaps right now. And I tell you exactly how to choose an appropriate business for you in your particular time of life.
This is Hovey Smith, the Backyard Sportsman. And today we're going to talk about household and home shop extension cords. And in particular, how to do a grounded 3-wire extension cord. Now you can go and buy your ordinary extension cords anywhere these days. This cord is 2-conductor, and this is the usual cord to hook up your household lamps, radios, and so on, and your Christmas lights. So these are relatively easy to splice ends on. You just have 2 wires. There are 2 connections on each end. And so if you lose a connection, yes, you can easily splice up a new one. I have done this before, and we have a video about me salvaging this cord. And this is a typical 2-conductor cord, and this is a replacement cord end. This being, of course, the female end.
The 2018 YouTube video was Modern Vacuum Cleaners and Parts Removal, in which I make a 2-wire extension cord from the old vacuum's power cord and also salvage the electric motor.
3-conductor wire is what's commonly used to do shop equipment. Also, some of your heavier appliances will use it. It's so designated because it has obviously 3 wires. And I have just completed a short extension cord here with replacement plugs. Now you can buy several varieties at several price ranges of these plugs. This plug is 3-conductor, relatively inexpensive, and I would call it medium duty. If you're in a shop and your plugs are subjected to be run over by forklifts and people are jerking them out of the wall all the time and so on and so on and so on, there are heavier connectors available. But if you don't do that kind of thing with your plugs, you plug them in and you put them in your equipment and they stay there. Well, these less expensive ones will do fine. Where do you get the wire? Well, I get mine out of my favorite supply shop, the Dempsey Dumpster. Someone had thrown out a rather long extension cord. This one. I have use of long extension cords because, among other things, I have an electric chainsaw. And if I have a tree down in the yard, well, if it's a big tree, I link up cord and cord and cord and cord so I can finally get my chainsaw to the tree. It's a lightweight saw, it cuts well, and I use it to trim up a lot of the small stuff and then go out with the heavier gas chainsaw and tackle the bigger limbs. So, consequently, I can almost always use another extension cord. Now you can go to an electric supply house and you can buy adapters for making your extension cords. They come in, of course, male and female. This, of course, being the female. And this, of course, being the male. You can now see much better what's going on. This is the male plug. It comes in two pieces, as you see. The female plug is now separated, and that's the one we're going to install. This is the ground. Then you have the hot wire, which is the brass end on this particular plug, and then you have the neutral, which is the silvery coated end here. So that's how you tell the difference on this particular brand of plug. You pull the ends out, and now this is the female plug. The larger opening here is for the neutral, the smaller one for the hot wire, and then this is of course for your ground wire going through here. The first thing you want to do is loosen this and put it on your wire. You want to take your wire and push it through this little gasket through the middle. And pull it through, because obviously once you attach this, then you'd have to take it apart again to reattach these pieces. Then you put these two pieces on, and you see key slots there for them to go on. And tighten these down just, somewhat. Just enough to keep them on while you're doing the work. I'm going ahead and cut this piece off so we have a fresh piece to work with. Now you can see the three wires. Now also that you can see is there is a fiber filler in here as well. As we cut away, you'll see more of that. So we need to cut back about this far, approximately 1 inch. And you just want to cut the sheath here. And you want to be careful when you try to peel it off so that you don't get down and actually start cutting into the copper wire itself. So we now have our 3 wires exposed. This is our hot wire, black, our neutral, white, and then the ground wire, which is green. And need to do a little more cutting here now, about 1/2 inch for this particular plug. In some plugs you would only cut 1/4 inch, but here, for this particular one, they recommend you shave back 1/2 inch. Now if you happen to own wire strippers, this goes much faster. And it gives you a more uniform cut. But you can do it all with a pocket knife, as you see I'm doing here. You want to be very careful not to cut down through and lose any of your copper wire here. And try not to splay them out. You see 3 connectors here. The green one here is your ground wire. So that's the one I usually put in first. And the white one is your neutral. And then this is your hot wire here. So we have them in the right orientation. Push it all the way down. Tighten. And now your hot wire. The slotted screwdriver allows you to get a little more bite, actually, on these than the Phillips does. Okay. Now these are in. Okay, I think we got them in right that time. Yeah. All right, so now we just tighten these two and we're home free. So there we have it, one plug. And one quite usable extension cord. And now we're going to test our plug and our drill press. There we go. And it is doing just fine. And similarly on our belt sander. No sweat. Well, as you can see, there are extension cords and then there are extension cords. So use one that's appropriate for your work, for whatever machine that you're trying to power and how much current that machine is actually drawing. But now this is Hovey Smith, reminding you to hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Be legal, be ethical, be safe, goodbye, God bless, and see you next time. A common coding for 3-conductor wire is black for hot, white for neutral, and green for ground. These wires must be connected to their correct terminals. Be very careful that any exposed copper wire is entirely captured within the body of the plug and that any nicks are covered with electrical tape. As a rough guide, use wire for an extension cord that has the same or larger diameter than that is furnished with the equipment. Now this looks like a 5-minute job, but it often takes longer.
Now, I can't take responsibility for any cords assembled by anybody else. Now, electricity can kill, so be careful. If anything is more complicated than this, then by all means get you a licensed electric contractor to do the work. For more information on my books, blogs, and more than 825 videos, go to www.hoviesmith.com. For information about my business books, go to createyourownjobsecurity.com. To find out more about my new novel, screenplay, and movie project, Father of the Grooms, go to fatherofthegrooms.net. Good hunting and good eating from the outdoors. Goodbye, and God bless.